Today we're taking a look at dash cam for your car in the Papago P3. We're going to review that next. Hey everybody, Jeffrey Powers here. Welcome to Geekazine special feed over at Geekazine.com. Think magazine, put in a geek. You've got Geekazine. Of course, we do this every single week, and of course, the last few weeks we've had CES action and downtown Las Vegas action. Check that all out over at Geekazine.com, and of course, subscribe to the special media feed, RSS feed, so you can get that video right into your iTunes player or wherever you get it. Video only, and there's no audio version, but of course, if you want to check out some of the audio shows, go over to Geekazine to find that out as well. Today we're going to be taking a look at this little device right here. This is called the Papago P3 dash cam. It's a device that not only records what you are driving, it also watches the road and tells you of possible dangers ahead. Now, this is perfect because I have a vehicle that is pre-technology. It doesn't have any in-dash items like cameras and stuff like that. So anything like that, I'll need to install. So something like this is perfect for my vehicle because I can actually install it simply by a suction cup or other means. Now I took it off the post so I can show you. But basically, you can hang it on the dash and hang it on the windshield like that, or you can put it onto in a stand form and go from here. What you would then do is once you get this all set up, you get it calibrated. And basically what happens is a little green line shows up in the middle of the screen. And basically what you do is you tilt it to the horizon and you match that green line with the horizon. Once you've done that, you've completely calibrated, and that's as simple as that. The reason why it needs to be calibrated is because of the fact it does have GPS in there. It's also got a lot of great features, such as the advanced driver assistance system, including stop and go. It's also got lane departure warning system and front collision warning system. It's also got the driver fatigue alarm, which you can set up. So basically, if you veer to the left, you start falling asleep, it's going to warn you and say, hey, maybe it's time to actually hit the wayside and get a couple hours of sleep. There's a built-in map on there, and you're seeing on some of the videos here that is GPS driven, so it can watch where you are, and you can actually see where you are on a city street or on a road or whatnot, and be able to plan from there. It doesn't have any ability to actually map something out, like go to the store or go to a friend's house or something like that, but it'll give you a good idea of where you are at that point in time. It records coordinates, it records speed, the direction, and dates while you're driving. So this is something perfect for a work vehicle because then you can put it in there and you can base the driving speed. You can pull the card out and find out if the driver's going way too fast, way too slow, not following the rules of the road. Of course, you can also watch that on the video as well. It's got built-in G-sensor support video file backup if any type of accident happens. So I don't know if it'll turn itself on and start recording or anything like that, but the one big thing is you'll need to have power. So if your car still has power and you're recording, it'll continue to record from there. It does have a slight fisheye lens for better wide view environment. It's actually got a 130 degree splay between left and right side there. It supports digital wide dynamic range full HD 1080p. So you can actually put it up onto your up on your TV and watch how you were driving down the road. And with the HDMI output, which is a mini HDMI right on the side, you're able to actually hook it up. In fact, I hooked it up to my computer using Wirecast, and I ran the camera around and got some shots. I even got some shots of the display screen. Some of the features you can see on the big screen. Some of them you can only see on the smaller screen. Of course, once it's set up in record mode, it will not push to the HDMI. But, you know, if you are actually setting this up and maybe want to do a Google Hangout, you can actually set this up on your car, put your computer in. Of course, you'll need a power source for the computer, and then of course any type of Wi-Fi signal or 4G signal. And you can actually do a driving hangout or driving event out there if you're so inclined to do so. There are 2 modes on this. It can record video 5 minutes at a time, and then it restarts. It just does 5-minute videos, so you'd have to pull them off and put them together. It also takes pictures, and all you have to do is push the button to take a picture. So let's say you're driving and you see something and you want to take a picture of that. You hit the photo button and it takes the picture. Let's say somebody doing something weird like riding a bicycle with a banjo on their knee. I've seen it happen. First of all, I'm going to plug it in. Of course, it's a standard, not the newer mini jack, but the older mini USB jack. Now, it needs power to run, which you could hook up to a laptop or a car. I actually have it hooked up to this Mophie pack right here. So I'm going to turn that on, and of course, that's going to turn on. Once I flip the switch, that will turn on the Papago, so you can see that it actually works. So I could actually walk around or bike around with this type of situation. You plug it into a laptop, it might find it as a Linux drive, and then all of a sudden you can download files at that point, but you will also you won't be able to watch the video or record anything from there. So this was the best option to get an external backup battery to hook up on there. Now, right now it's telling me that it's low light because my hand's in front of the camera. So as you can see, you're seeing me talk. It warned me and said I needed my lights on, so now that I've got some, it's got some light to it, it'll work a little bit better. So if I switch the modes, I got mapper mode right there. I've got the time right there. And then of course how many miles per hour I'm driving, so I can actually switch between modes just so I don't I don't start looking at the screen as opposed to looking at the road and seeing how I'm driving. Every time it feels that it's veering off, it'll actually show some lines, some red, green lines. They'll all be green if I start veering in a way, or if some danger approaches, it'll actually beep and show the line in red and go from there. So, and of course it starts recording as we go in 5-minute increments. All right, let's talk about some downfalls of the Papago P3. The first one, no internal battery. Like I said, you can actually hook it up to an external battery. So let's say you decide you want to hook this onto your bike, you want to hook this onto another device, maybe up in the air, flying at a few 100,000 feet up in the air, and you want to get some shots there. You have a way to actually hook it up through the battery. You'll need a cord and of course the backup battery, which of course is sold separately. So the files are not in MP4 format. They're actually in what's called a .ts format, which means you'll have to convert them, and they're only in 5-minute increments. So to get them all together in one big file and show your friends, you'll have to stitch them together, put them into a program, and go from there. The .ts file format does work in QuickTime, so you can pull your files into QuickTime on a Mac and be able to watch what you're doing. It's going to take a little bit of time as it's processing the file into something that it can read. It is also a little bit harder to see in a nighttime environment. I was driving, it was snowing, the windshield wasn't fully cleared off, and there was no warnings, there was no lines or anything like that. It's still recorded, but if any obstacles or any turns are in the way, it really couldn't tell. During the daytime, it had no problem figuring out where the lines were. It even saw when cars were braking in front of me and warning me that they're getting too close and there's danger up ahead. So I was able to stop and go from there. Of course, if you are in ideal nighttime conditions, maybe that'll be a little bit different. But when I drove, of course, there's snow on the ground and it's been bitter cold in the snow temperatures. Not really easy to test it in the middle of summer when you're not in the middle of summer. All in all, a pretty decent device. It's a sub $300 device and perfect for if you need to install a dash cam into a vehicle, whether it be your vehicle just to record what's going on, your drives on the road, or maybe a service vehicle that you want to hook it up in there. What you get with the Papago P3 is the unit. You also get the stand with the screws. You'll also get the cord, which is basically you plug it straight into the cigarette lighter, but they do have instructions on how to cut it to actually hook it up directly to a plus 12 volt line. So as long as the unit's on, it actually can be recording. All right, so that is it. This is the Papago P3 dashboard camera. I've been using it in my car for the last few weeks. It's a lot of fun, and it's really cool to actually review where I've gone, what I've done. The first night that we got it, I had to drive up north about an hour in the snow and the sleet, and really helped warn me of possible dangers, and I was really happy on that. So the Papago P3, check it out if you're looking for a car dashboard cam. You got a product that you want me to review, all you have to do is Twitter me at Geekazine. Think magazine, put in a geek, you've got Geekazine, or geekazine@gmail.com, and I'll take a look at it and review it and go from there. And then, of course, next week I'm going to South by Southwest, and I'm going to be doing daily videos, so get on that feed so you can check to see what's going on over at South by Southwest, and any interviews or any cool things that happen. I'm also going to be really testing the slow motion feature on this camera. I'm really excited to do that, so we'll see what happens and get as much video for you as South by Southwest, so it feels like you're there, even though you might not be. My name is Jeffrey Powers. Thanks a lot for watching the special media feed, and until next time, you guys geek out.